Welcome to my Christmas Brussels bulletin. Unfortunately, it's not full of festive cheer. Do you think, like me, we're living in a parallel universe? There's the Brussels and there's the Westminster world, and then there's us. They want to stop Brexit. You elected me and voted me in and for a referendum to deliver Brexit. And they think they can gerrymander a second referendum. Do you want a second referendum on Brexit? No, me neither. I'm angry, and I know the majority of the voters are too. Day after day, we see the Remainers colluding with the mainstream media. We see them outside Parliament on TV and radio briefing against the voters. They spend more time talking to voters, if they spent more time talking to voters about what we want, rather than standing in front of microphones pontificating about what they want, we should have had Brexit by now. We know that the Remainer Electoral Commission is ready and waiting for a second referendum. They've even briefed the BBC, so kind. They say it would take a minimum of 10 weeks from passing legislation to holding a vote. The good news is that both the legislation and campaign process cannot be completed by the 29th of March. We hear the Brussels lobbyists and the recipient of EU funds, the disingenuous CBI, warning that their members are not ready to crash out of the EU, aided and abetted by their media arm, the BBC, who repeat the terms horror and crash out. Crash out? The CBI and others have been misleading their members over the past 2.5 years. CBI, you know how Brussels works. You've spent enough time here cozying up to them. CBI members, I'd ask for my membership feedback. They have failed you. They should have warned you of the infamous Brussels brinkmanship. They should have prepared you for a no deal. And there's the Remain government and Remain opposition in Westminster. The Brexit horror show continues. The Defence Secretary warns of thousands of troops on the street in the event of a no deal. Funny how our armed forces have been depleted, but he's found some troops. Theresa May is planning a leaflet drop to each household. The message is, don't stockpile food, but we're stockpiling medicines, and don't book holidays. Theresa's very own cheery family horror Christmas card. Really? That's the best our government can do? It's wartime propaganda. So you may ask, why are we having to put up with this highly divisive mainstream media hysteria and MPs playing out Shakespearean tragedies day after day? Well, they've got another trick up their sleeve. Revoking Article 50, aided and abetted by the ECJ. If they do this without our permission, they can cancel Brexit and have another referendum. And I'm worried that's where we are, folks. These fouled politicians in Westminster do not understand the fury that will be unleashed if Brexit is cancelled. It's Project Fear, the sequel. The mainstream media in Westminster do not understand that they are no longer trusted but hated by a growing number of people. That our democracy has taken such a hit in these past 2.5 years and will not be repaired if they do not deliver Brexit. They forget that voters are sovereign, that we put them there. MPs have been told what to do. You have to wonder what we pay them for. A recent poll showed that 73% of people said that current parties do not represent their views and even think that politics is broken. Both the Conservatives and Labour have failed. The Conservative Party needs a clear out of the Social Democrats, handpicked by Cameron. They should remember 1997 when they were kicked out of office because of sleaze and mistrust. We're at that point again. The once great party of Thatcher and Churchill, which I joined at 16, is no more. It's time to let them implode and have a rebirth for the real Conservative Party. And listening to the People's Vote campaigners, it's just Project Fear and Remain campaign revving up again when they say they would accept the outcome of a referendum. The reason? Leave voters' opinions are rooted in ignorance, stupidity and racism. You stupid, uneducated people were too thick to understand the arguments and therefore should not have been given a vote. You're the wrong type of voter. They, the middle classes with their cheer-lattes and their Islington dinner party chatter, think you're deplorable. They talk about the under-18s not having a vote and that we've taken away their future. They celebrate the death of elderly voters because a dead leaver is one less leaver. They're despicable. They want you to reconsider the facts because the facts have changed. No, they haven't. There is May's shackled to the EU deal or a no deal. It's clear. As her deal will be voted down as a non-Brexit, let's go for exit to WTO rules. I fear for our country if Brexit is not delivered. The yellow vests of France, Belgium and Holland will be unleashed in the UK. The people will take back control if the politicians do not deliver on our vote. Let's make them deliver and make Britain great again. Happy Christmas, everyone.